Okay, we are here with our Spark of Mediocrity deck lists. At this point, we've already finished up all of our games, and we're just going to go over any changes made to the deck as well as going over the deck itself. So we're going to do Oliver's first, and then we're going to do mine. Oliver, what's your deck like? What did you do? What is your idea with Kassai?
She is a mid-range warrior. She excels at blocking and then returning damage very efficiently. That's pretty much it.
Okay, you want to talk about your card choices?
Sure. We have the hero. I have
Yep.
armor. We use Cintari sabers. The rest you can figure out.
Yeah. Cool. Why would somebody want to play this deck?
uh, this deck is pretty simple with fundamentals. So if you just want to like pick up a deck without like having to worry about like pitch stacking really hard or worrying about like really complicated mechanics. This one's pretty simple. All you need to do is attack with Saber, give your Saber go again, then attack with the second Saber. That's crazy.
Yeah.
She's very good at converting hands, so she works well with like 4, 5, 3, and even 2 card hands. So that's where her Valiant Dynamos and her block value comes in. So you're pretty much just wanting to attack with sabers every turn, get your counter off a dynamo, block out the opponents, and then return damage at a above average rate.
Gotcha. Is there so do you want to talk about the main deck? I think it's relatively standard to what we're seeing through most Kasai lists, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Personally, I'm on Tunic because I like to have the Tunic counter for like any other attack reactions. Some people are on Grains. Grains works well. I have it in Sideboard. I'm just kidding. It's not here.
Oh, that's
I
here.
had it in Sideboard. Where'd it
It's
go?
in.
Oh, it's right here. Yeah, Grains. Whenever a weapon attack you control hits, you may pay 1 resource if you do create a Vigor token. So people can chain Vigor tokens pretty easily with Kassai because you have 2 weapons to hit with. If you have Blood on your hands, then you can get multiple more than 2 Vigor tokens. But yeah, I have it in sideboard. I haven't used it a lot yet. I've just been using Tunic. Tunic is just something that usually everybody has. It has gone down in price a lot, so we can't. It's not like out of this world to get now. And then Grains is pretty new. I feel like people will be able to pick that out pretty easily. Going to the main deck, 52 card main deck. I have Command and Conquer Nourishings in the main deck just because they're good 2 card hands. To get the nourishing effect, you want to just keep banishing all your attack actions with Kassai. Yeah, so Blade Flurry is a given. It gives 0 for 4. Your Blade Nutters are your main way to give your attacks go again. Oh, Alpha Blood's supposed to be Stroke of Foresight. Let me change that really quick.
Nice. Really prepared for this deck tech.
Yeah. So the reason why I have it as a Stroke of Foresight now is because it lets you draw a card, which gives you the discount on the second saber. So it helps your curve a little bit more. It lets you draw a card if it has the reprise effect. Alpha Blood is more damage. It is a 1 card for 4, which is above rate for Warrior. But sometimes like the resources don't line up. So I think Stroke of Foresight might be better in most cases. Like the funny thing is I was playing against Alan and I took out Alpha Blood and I put in Struggle Foresight, and every time I wanted to play Struggle Foresight, Alpha Blood was better, but it's fine. Spoils
Okay.
of War is there for copper generation. This is my only source of copper generation. If we scroll down to the maybe board, you'll see like I have Outland Skirmish. I will go over the maybe board later. But it's I feel like copper isn't the like your main way to pop off, but it is a good way to pop off, if that makes sense. Because your only payoff for copper is Blood on Hands or Cash In, but Cash In is more effective to use off of the gold of Kasai. That makes sense?
Yep.
Cool. Yeah. So since Kasai worries about red and yellows, you kind of want to have like an even number of reds and yellows, mostly. So my main deck is 18, 17, 17. When you board up, it's probably going to be like 20, 25, maybe 19. I don't know, something like that. Yeah. So blood on our hands, it's good to have like a really big blood on our hands turn. with the copper. That's going to be your main payoff. I used to have 2 in here, so the changes I did was I added 1 Raise Army, 1 Blood on Hands, 3 Stroke of Foresights, and added 2 that I got to the main board or to the sideboard. I took out Hit and Run, I took out Offer Blood, and Slice and Dice. Slice and Dice was just on rate. I didn't really enjoy it too much. Usually with your yellows, you're going to want to block, so that all you got might be better. I like theoretically it's better in the mirror and better in the Dromai, which you're probably gonna have trouble with, as you saw in the Dromai game. People actually don't like Raising an Army. I am keeping it in just because the art is cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a 3 block, right? It's fine.
Yeah, it's 3 block yellow. Like if you get more than 2 allies out, then it's pretty good. Where was I?
But in your games, you were mostly using your gold for cash-ins, right?
Yeah. Cash in is gonna be your main way of is your main gold payoff. It's like mini 3 of a kind. I usually like block 9, cash in, and then I can swing sword and other stuff. Raise an Army, we talked about before, is probably not necessary to run in the deck anymore. Some people have already cut it. Like I think Levi cut Raise an Army from his deck. Levi is one of our friends who's been playtesting Kassai, and his deck has been doing pretty well, I think. So you can have you can just play in Slice and Dice if you want. Hit and Run is just for more go again. Run throughs is just more copies of Blade Runner. And then for the blues, this is like, I guess this is like where you can get a little bit more creative, but I have Fatal Engagement because I like the possibility of CNC for 9. The possibility. It's very rare.
Yeah, it's usually not that great on a 4-card hand.
What's up?
It's usually not that great on a 4-card hand, right?
Yeah,
CNC
you're
for
just
9.
pitching it for blue anyways. People are running Overpower instead of this, which is totally fine. It works like on a Saber swing. You're going to be playing the Overpower when you have a lot of blues anyway, so the resource cost doesn't really matter. But like the chance I get CNC for 9, that's pretty cool. I don't know. Glint is for more go again. Goblet has been very good. It's a source of agility and vigor, so it helps you convert your hands better. And then Steel Blade Shunt is just like a nice defense reaction.
Yeah, and Goblet's your only source of agility in this deck, right?
Yeah. Since you have so much ways of getting go again off of Blade Runner, or run throughs, or hit and runs, it's possible to run out, but ideally you shouldn't run out. If that makes sense. Yep. It's there for like just to convert your hands better. Okay. And then going to sideboard. Let's start with Commanding Performance. Commanding Performance has been good. I really like it a lot. It really just forces damage through because they're never really going to be wanting to destroy their arsenal. And then since it forces damage through, you can probably get your gold token that way off of Kassai. Iron Song Pride has been very good. Since you have 2 sabers, you can put it on 1 saber and then you can always just hit with the second saber. I originally had it just for Dromai, but I have found that it's been working very well against Guardian and other decks too, because it's just really annoying to block both sabers.
Yep.
One of Iron Song response, you can change this however many you want. I'm not running into swings because it's the damage is already backloaded. So Iron Song response is good to just have like a gotcha on the first swing. It also has helped me kill some people on the first when like it gets to the very low life totals. Oasis Respite, that's for warriors, is for wizards. It's also good against Guardian. Guardian, you want to be playing like very defensively, and then eventually they're gonna be running out of threats, and then you can convert your hands really well to get through the life deficit, and then you just kill them with shunts or something, or Iron Song Response, or just combat tricks. That's what Warrior is known for. Route, another good one of, I feel like. It's a good gotcha card. I haven't won too many games off of it, but it's nice to have because people, you can still catch people off guard if they don't expect you running it. Sink Below, it's a good defense reaction. Slice and Dice is above rate card for Warrior. It's zero for 4. So, and also blocks 3, which is nice. Yeah. The only problem is that you require have go again somehow. So it's usually like a 3-card hand. Steelblade Shunt, this is also good for being very defensive. So it's used for Guardian, sometimes used for Ninja, depending on the Ninja, etc. And then obviously I have that all you got now. Since I've mentioned this before, but our yellows are usually pretty underrated. So it's hard to find yellows that is on rate or higher for warrior. So usually you want to be blocking with your yellows anyways, or that this results into wanting to block with your yellows. So that all you got is a good card to block with. Yep. So pretty much whenever I sideboard for a matchup, I just put 8 cards in from the sideboard. You can pick and choose. You can also take cards out as you need. So maybe you don't want to have Struggle Foresight or something, you can take it out. Maybe you don't want Raise an Army, you can take it out. It doesn't really play however you want. And then Norrune Hood is for Draw My Wizard, etc. Yeah, not dying to Arcane is pretty nice.
Yeah. Are you just running one Norrune or how much?
Just one Norrune. You want to be pretty aggressive in the Wizard, and you have the Oasis, so you just need to find your Oasis as fast as possible. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool. Oh,
then,
that's about. Yeah,
yeah,
you want to talk about
that's
the
pretty much
board?
Going to my maybe board, this is when I was building the deck. Gorganian Tome seems like a good card. I haven't tested it. Some people really like it. I personally don't like no blocks in my deck, so I don't add it. It's also kind of weird. So like if other players are running Gorganian Tome, then if you play it and then they play theirs, then they get way more value out of theirs. So it's like I don't feel like it's worth it. Also doesn't pitch for anything, so it forces you to play it. Like it's a pseudo yellow pitch, but sometimes things will prevent you from drawing cards. Like what's like Cranial Crush. I don't know how many times are going to get crushed by Cranial Crush, but whatever.
Yeah, very rarely.
Yeah. Cut the deck. This is a different Stroke of Foresight. It lets you. I think it's good. It's a good alternative because it lets you sync your arsenal, but it only works off of when it's being defended by an attack action card. So that isn't every single deck. So it's never. It's like more of a dead card for some decks. So I don't really like the condition on that. But being able to sync your arsenal is very cool. Red hit and runs. I found myself using these to give go again instead of getting the +3. I thought it'd be interesting to give +3 to hold on, I need to clear my throat. All right, sorry. I thought it'd be interesting to give +3 to like Command and Conquer or Nourishing, to like Nourishing for 9 Dominate or Command and Conquer for 9, but it's very rare that that'll happen. And then because then you'll be losing your value out of Blade Runner, and then you won't get your counter off of Valiant Dynamis. So I found myself just taking this out because it's a red go again card, and it's not very damage efficient. In the swing, your damage is already backloaded, so I didn't want to lean too heavily on that. That's cool art though. I think there's a promo card for this, which also has
DC promo.
Cool. Yeah. Another Iron Song response, you can plus and minus however many you want. Money Where Your Mouth Is. It blocks for 2, which is why I didn't really want to put it in. And Wagering is kind of annoying if you don't have enough attack reactions to pump. So since I only have the 3 Stroke of Foresights and the 1 Iron Song response and the 1 route, there's no way I can really guarantee on the attack, if that makes sense. It's cool to get like your CNC for 9 or your Nourishing for 9 Dominate, but most of the time I found myself not really playing this card, as it also doesn't really mesh with your curve that well because it costs 1. And it doesn't give go again. Outland Skirmish as a 0 for 3, which is nice, and it gives copper token on hit. But I feel like your copper token generation is fine off of Spoils of War, and like depending on getting copper to get blood on our hands isn't the right way in my opinion. But obviously you can run it. Levi has been running in his, and he really it's good to have it so your damage isn't all backloaded, if that makes sense. Yeah. Performance bonus, I thought this was funny. It's for Dromai. You just throw dragons at your goal. Throw this at dragons to get gold, and then you can make a bunch of Cintari Cell Swords. But the problem with Cintari Cell Swords is that it costs 1 to play or to attack with. So,
yep.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Wage Gold. I had this in my deck originally as more poppers and more ways to get wage or get gold tokens. But the problem is that it costs 3, and you don't run enough blues to make it amazing. Also, there's no way to like pump it except for like a fatal engagement in your deck, so it's very hard to like guarantee the block or guarantee the damage, the wager. Yeah. I had Warrior's Valor in here with Hot Streak, or I consider Warrior's Valor with Hot Streak, just for Dromai as well, but it's too much effort, and there's no way. Yeah, it's the same thing as where is it? It's the same thing with Outland Skirmish and what's the other one I was talking about before, where you really can't push your damage through on the first hit. Oh, wondering where the mouth is, because you don't really have enough attack reactions. Slicing dice, yellows, they're just on rate. I didn't really feel too happy with these because they're usually like off of 3-card hands. And then the blues, Precision Press is another source to go again on blue. Draw Swords is +1, draw a card. I don't know. I thought that was funny. But it's never going to really make it in because you don't have enough blues to run it. And then Hot Streak. Hot Streak is, this one gets go again. It was defended by an attack action card. But usually people who are going to be like attacking you, or like the people that have attack action cards are really never going to be blocking you anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So it's better just to have the double Cintari Saber.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's pretty much it. I can't really say what you really want for each matchup. So for Guardians, the ones that we played, Guardians, I boarded up because Guardians are pretty good at fatigue. So I think I went over 60. I think I went up to like 69 or 72. Pretty much put almost every single card in the deck. You pretty much want to play a slow game, get your value out of Valiant Dynamos, and then you're going to be playing from behind for most of the game. You're going to be like maybe 15 to 20 life behind. But eventually they'll run out of threats. You'll get tempo eventually. Then you'll start clawing back. So if you watch my games against Alan, that's pretty prevalent. And then against Dromai, it was pretty close. I feel like I had a miss block. I should have popped when I had the chance. I tried to get too much value out of Nourishing on hit, but you really just want to use these poppers. And then Iron Song Pride felt really good. So I feel like if I played better, it could have been closer. And I think I only boarded up to 66, I think. Yeah, it's a possibility that you can get fatigued because you only have you have a limited amount of go again. That's pretty much it.
Okay. Great. Anything you want to say about Kassai overall?
I would say she's pretty fun. She's easy to pick up, and she is quite strong. So, and I don't think I think Valiant Dynamo has gone up in price. Crown of Province should be going down in price. Findales went down in price.
Is actually pretty expensive right now. So
Findales is expensive.
Valiant Dynamo.
Oh, Valiant Dynamo. Yeah, this went up to like 120 or something. I don't remember. I don't know what the price is.
It's pretty expensive right now.
But other than that, I don't think there's anything crazy expensive about this deck. So it's quite affordable, I think.
I mean, there's CNCs. And actually, I just checked. Valiant Dynamo is 170.
Holy. Okay. Well.
Okay. Well, if you have the cards on hand, it's a pretty fun deck.
Yeah. Yeah. It's stronger than I expected. I thought Kassai would be like pretty mediocre because she doesn't have, she doesn't really do anything fancy except for her blood on her hands. So, and yeah, she just plays like a fair warrior until until the opponent's mess up gives you copper, and then you just do blood on her hands and pop off. Yep. So, yeah, I would rate 10 out of 10. Would play again.
Okay, sounds good.